and welcome to today's segment dedicated to food, an integral part of our culture. I'm Claudia Nsono. Are you tired of meat or scared of the health implications of its consumption and probably wonder what else you should eat for protein? Well, you may want to look to insects for that. Scientists have touted insect-based food as a sustainable and cheap food that is high in protein, fiber, and minerals. Now, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization has said that insects emit fewer greenhouse gases and less ammonia than cattle or pigs, require less land and water, and that there are more than 1,900 edible insect species on Earth. Many countries, including South Africa, have gotten the bug and have now transformed this traditional meal into a gourmet meal, serving insects-only meals in restaurants. Customers try small bowls of insects, including mealworms, which are also considered a delicacy in some African countries. And if you visit Cameroon, Congo, or Zimbabwe, you may be treated to termites, to caterpillars, or mopane worms, respectively. Now joining us is Lutgard Musiime, a Ugandan-based nutritionist. She's joining us from the capital, Kampala. Good to have you with us, Lutgard. First off, are insects safe to eat?
We cannot say that this insect is safe or this is not safe. There are countries that eat different insects over time and they have proved to be safe. In Uganda, we eat grasshoppers, yeah. We eat white ants, we eat red ants, yes. There are some other countries that eat caterpillars. Every country or every culture makes insects a delicacy and it makes it safe for eating. So it can pass. I've heard of cultures that eat cockroaches. So I can say most of the insects should be edible.
And it is only recently that South Africa took the continental lead to start a restaurant that serves only insects. Tell us a bit, is eating insects a new thing or is it an age-old practice?
A culture that is being recognized now better. Before I was born, people have been eating insects in Uganda. And for us in Uganda, we do not have specifically a restaurant that does insects alone, but we have seasons that are very popular for insects. For example, November is a very popular season for grasshoppers because that's the time they fly the most. So you find that that time you're going to find grasshoppers being sold everywhere and anywhere. So it's not a culture that is developing, but it's a culture that is being recognized now more.
Quite interesting there. So how nutritious are insects, by the way?
Majority have protein and fat. That is the major nutrient that we're going to find, or the major nutrients that insects have. However, we also find iron, we find calcium, and they are specifically low in carbohydrates. Those kinds of copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, selenium, zinc, but the major being the protein and the fat.
And just before you go, Lutgard, does that make insects a better source of protein compared to meat and eggs?
For you to get as much protein as you would get from meat or chicken, you'd have to have a more substantial amount of insects compared to how much you'd have with the meat and the chicken. However, we find that with the red meat, it's being red, it has its advanced effects. So I cannot say it's a better source, but I can say it's a very, very good source for protein. I eat grasshoppers, occasionally I eat ants, and yes, I would recommend it for other people. Insects are found almost everywhere. You can find insects everywhere. So in countries that are struggling with food shortage and all, it can be a very good source of cheap food.
Thanks so much for your time, Lutgard. And there you go, people. So would you take Lutgard's advice and consider insects as another source of protein? As always, you can share with me on Facebook and on Twitter at Claudia Nsono. A big thank you for watching and goodbye.